Hello, my name is Admir N. This is a presentation about components of an information system. This is a class project at GRCC for an information security class. So let us begin. What is an information system? An information system is much more than computer hardware. It is the entire set of software, hardware, data, people, procedures, and networks necessary to use information as a resource in the organization. These 6 critical components enable information to be input, processed, output, and stored. Each of these IS components has its own strengths and weaknesses, its own characteristics and uses. More important to remember, each component of the information system has its own security requirements. The software component of the information system comprises applications, operating systems, and assorted command utilities. Software is perhaps the most difficult IS component to secure. The exploitation of errors in software programming accounts for a substantial portion of the attacks on information. Software programs are the vessels that carry the lifeblood of information through an organization. Unfortunately, software programs are often created under the constraints of project management, which limit time, cost, and manpower. Information security is all too often implemented as an afterthought, rather than developed as an integral component from the beginning. In this way, software programs become an easy target of accidental or intentional attacks. Hardware is the physical technology that houses and executes the software, stores and carries the data, and provides interfaces for the entry and removal of information from the system. Physical security policies deal with hardware as a physical asset and with the protection of these physical assets from harm or theft. Applying the traditional tools of physical security, such as locks and keys, restricts access to and interaction with the hardware components of an information system. Securing the physical location of computers and the computers themselves is important because a breach of physical security can result in a loss of information. Unfortunately, most information systems are built on hardware platforms that cannot guarantee any level of information security if unrestricted access to the hardware is possible. Data stored, processed, and transmitted through a computer system must be protected. Data is often the most valuable asset possessed by an organization, and it is the main target of intentional attacks. Systems developed in recent years are likely to have been created to make use of database management systems. When done properly, this should improve the security of the data and the application. Unfortunately, many system development projects are not done in ways that make use of the database management system's security capabilities, and in some cases, the database is implemented in ways that are less secure than traditional file systems. Though often overlooked in computer security considerations, people have always been a threat to information security. Legend has it that around 200 BC, a great army threatened the security and stability of the Chinese Empire. So ferocious were the invaders that the Chinese emperor commanded the construction of a great wall that would defend against the Han invaders. Around 1275 AD, Kublai Khan finally achieved what the Huns had been trying for 1,000 years. Initially, Khan's army tried to climb over, dig under, and break through the wall. In the end, Khan simply bribed the gatekeeper to open the gates, and the rest is history. Whether this event actually occurred or not, the moral of the story is that people can be the weakest link in an organization's information security program. And unless policy, education and training, awareness and technology are properly employed to prevent people from accidentally or intentionally damaging or losing information, they will remain the weakest links. Social engineering can prey on the tendency to cut corners and the commonplace nature of human error. It can be used to manipulate the actions of people to obtain access information about a system. Another frequently overlooked component of an information system is procedures. Procedures are written instructions for accomplishing a specific task. When an unauthorized user obtains an organization's procedures, this poses a threat to the integrity of the information. For example, a consultant to a bank learned how to wire funds by using the computer center's procedures, which were readily available. By taking advantage of a security weakness, this bank consultant ordered millions of dollars to be transferred by wire to his own account. Lax security procedures caused the loss of over $10 million before the situation was corrected. Most organizations distribute procedures to their legitimate employees so they can access the information system, but many of these companies often fail to provide a proper education on the protection of the procedures. Educating employees about safeguarding the procedures is as important as securing the information system. After all, procedures are information in their own right. Therefore, knowledge of procedures, as with all critical information, should be disseminated among members of the organization only on a need-to-know basis. The information system component that created much of the need for increased computer and information security is networking. When information systems are connected to each other to form local area networks, or LANs, and these LANs are connected to other networks such as the Internet, new security challenges rapidly emerge. The physical technology that enables network functions is becoming more and more accessible to organizations of every size. Applying the traditional tools of physical security, such as locks and keys, to restrict access to an interaction with the hardware components of an information system are still important. But when computer systems are networked, this approach is no longer enough. Steps to provide network security are essential, as is the implementation of alarm and intrusion systems to make system owners aware of ongoing compromises. The security of information and its systems requires that you secure and protect all components from misuse and abuse by unauthorized users. It is important to understand that a computer can be either the subject of an attack, which is an agent entity used to conduct the attack, or the object of an attack, which is the target entity. There are also two types of attacks: direct attacks and indirect attacks. In a direct attack, a hacker uses his personal computer to break into a system. In an indirect attack, a system is compromised and used to attack other systems, such as in a distributed denial of service attack. Direct attacks originate from the threat itself. Indirect attacks originate from a system or resource that itself has been attacked and is malfunctioning or working under the control of a threat. A computer can, therefore, be both the subject and object of an attack when, for example, it is the first object of an attack and then compromised and used to attack other systems, at which point it becomes the subject of an attack. This has been a Prezi by Admir N. Thank you for listening.